poetry and props, a little bit of singing. Oop, there was a feather. A little bit of dancing, and it's my favorite part of the day. I hope that you guys look forward to it too. Can't wait to get together and do the poems we've worked on. Hopefully you're practicing at home, and I cannot wait to see your performance as you do all of these poems. So today we're going to do a couple new ones, a couple old ones. I'll do a few for you, and then we're going to go do the ones that we're trying to learn for this week and see how close we are to having them memorized. So hopefully, and even the ones I'm doing over again, you might be catching on to them too. Even though we're not practicing homework machine to learn for real, like line by line, you might be picking it up anyway while we're doing it. Remember, these are Shel Silverstein poems. Most of these are on Where the Sidewalk Ends. If you ever want to get online and get your own book, they're hilarious. And he has many poetry books that you can look at and get. I'm going to move this because I need this for one of my poems today that I think you are going to love. So the first one that we're going to do is a new one, and it's called Play Ball. And if you have a brother or sister or friends, you can have 3 people. We need somebody who's the pitcher, we need somebody who's the catcher, and we need somebody who whacks the ball, the hitter. So I'm going to be all 3 today. If you don't have anybody around, you can be all 3 too. And it's called Let's Play. Okay, let's play. I think we have everyone we need. I'll be the strong arm pitcher who throws with blinding speed. And Pete can be the catcher who squats low and pounds his mitt. And Mike can be the home run king who snarls and waits to hit. Crack! One loud, long, hard and high, way out beyond the wall. Okay, let's get started. What? Oh, you? You can be the ball. Isn't that kind of fun? So that's one we can do, and it's called Let's Play. So that's a really fun one. Okay, here's another one that I think you are going to like. So, first of all, I have a head, this ugly kind of creepy head. But Miss Kolbe tried to make it look like a head. You probably do not have one of these sitting around your house. If you do, I'm going to be super impressed. But you can have anything be a head. You can lay it there. It's called The Loser. And wait till you see this. Go get one of your dad's old shirts and put a rubber band around the neck so it kind of cinches it up at the neck. And this is the whole poem is about a guy who has lost his head. It's rolled right off the top of his head. Maybe your parents have ever said, you'd lose your head if it wasn't attached to your head. So this is what it looks like. Let me get my shirt on. Dun, 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 dun. It has to be your dad's shirt because it kind of has to be really big so you don't put your head through it. Okay. Let me pull it down here so it's nice and straight. The loser. My mama said I'd lose my head if it wasn't fastened on. And today, I guess it wasn't, because while playing with my cousin, it fell off and rolled away and now it's gone. And I can't see it because my eyes are on it. I can't call to it because my mouth is on it. Couldn't hear me anyway because my ears are on it. Can't even think about it because my brain is in it. So I guess I'll sit down on this rock and think for just a minute. Is that hilarious or what? So the rock ended up being his head. Did you get that? That's a crazy one. So, whoops, let's see, I really did lose my head. So that is a super fun one to do too. Uh-oh, Mrs. Colby stuck at her shirt. So, your job is to get a shirt, something that could be a head, and remember, if you don't have one, you can just make somebody believe that there's a head there. I think I'll sit down on this rock and think for just a minute. So that's a good one. Let's try Reginald Clark. We haven't done that one in a while. Remember, he's the guy who's afraid of the dark. So we have to look like we're a little kid and like we're afraid. Maybe you have your blankie. Maybe you have a teddy bear. If you don't have anything, you don't need anything. It's okay. So this is called Reginald Clark. I'm Reginald Clark, and I'm afraid of the dark, so I always insist on the light on, and my teddy to hug, and my blankie to rub, and my thummy to suckle to bite on. 3 bedtime stories, 2 trips to the toilet, 2 prayers, and 5 hugs from my mommy. I'm Reginald Clark, and I'm afraid of the dark, so please don't close this book on me. How'd you do? Anybody remember a few more lines than we did last time? That's a fun one to do. And what else could we do today? Remember Melinda May who ate a monstrous whale? Let's try that one. We did that one yesterday, I think. Have you ever heard of Melinda May? She ate a monstrous whale. Put your hands out here. She said she could. She said she would. So she started right in at the tail. And everyone said, "You're much too small." But that didn't bother Melinda at all. She took little bites and chewed very slow, just like a good girl should. And in 89 years, she ate that whale because she said she would. How'd you do on that one? I wish I could see you doing them in front of me. I can't tell if you're practicing or what you're doing with them, so that's a good thing. So some of the poems that we've been working on, we did Gum Eyeball yesterday. Do you remember Gum Eyeball when there was an eyeball in the gumball machine? Let's try that one together. That one's not too hard to pick up either. The more we do it, you'll go, oh, I'm just memorizing that one by myself. We're going to give it a try. Remember when you come up, you have to have that shocked look on your face because there is an eyeball in the gumball machine. And if you were in a store and you really went up to a gumball machine and there was an eyeball, you would freak out. You'd be going, oh my gosh, there's an eyeball. Let me get my eyeball around here. Aha. So, and I hope everybody's up and moving. You cannot be watching these on your couch. You got to get up and be doing some stuff. So here we go. Da, 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 da. There's an eyeball in the gumball machine, right there between the red and the green, looking at me as if to say, you don't need any more gum today. Get that old finger out, just a wagging like that. And we'll do it. I guess I can set it down here. All right, let's try it again. Here I am coming up, just shopping away. Ah, there's an eyeball in the gumball machine, right there between the red and the green, looking at me as if to say, you don't need any more gum today. How'd you do that time? And you can add all kinds of, you can shriek when you see it, you can, ah, you can act shocked, whatever you want to add to it. The more you add, the more fun it is and the more entertaining to watch. People like to watch you when you're doing all kinds of crazy things. Sometimes it's hard to step out of your comfort zone and be a little wild and crazy, but you kind of just have to get in your head that I don't care. I'm just going to be a goober in front of everybody. And people love it when you're a goober. Sometimes it's hard to make yourself do that, but once you are, everybody loves a goober. So anyway, that's that one. We also did hot dog. And remember yesterday when I was telling you about that hot dog that was Dexter's toy? So I have a hot dog that was just one of his toys he played with. And we had this old leash that was his leash. It was a little one when he was a puppy. He doesn't fit in this anymore. And so I tied it around him, and then I just have him walking. So maybe today instead of this guy, we'll use this guy. And again, if you don't have any kind of a hot dog of any kind, you just hold it like you do, and people will believe it. Ready? You can start with, hello, my name is, whatever your name is, and I'm going to be presenting hot dog. I have a hot dog for a pet. It's the only kind my folks would let me get. He does smell sort of bad, and yet he absolutely never gets the sofa wet. We have a butcher for a vet, the strangest vet you've ever met. I guess we're the weirdest family yet to have a hot dog for a pet. And I would walk him on the floor, but you probably couldn't see him. I'm not sure if you can see my feet. That was really good. You want to do it again? Let's try it one more time. Don't forget your face, your hands, your expression. Lean in a little bit when you're talking. All those kinds of things make it more interesting to look at and to hear with your voice. Here we go. Let's do it the boring way. Let's do it the way we would have before we knew about all our poetry stuff. Let's try that. I have a hot dog for a pet. The only kind my folks would let me get. He does smell sort of bad, and yet he absolutely never gets the sofa wet. We have a butcher for a vet, the strangest vet you've ever met. Guess we're the weirdest family yet to have a hot dog for a pet. You can't believe how many kids get up when they do their poems or they have a chance to perform in front of people and they talk just like that. They have this like da 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 da. They don't have any expression. They don't have their face going, their hands going. Boring. That's what we say about that. Say it with me. Boring. Okay, now let's try it with our new improved poetry person. Ready? I have a hot dog for a pet. It's the only kind my folks would let me get. He does smell sort of bad, and yet he absolutely never gets a sofa wet. We have a butcher for a vet, strangest vet you've ever met. I guess we're the weirdest family yet to have a hot dog for a pet. Doesn't that sound better? I think so. So, we don't ever want to do the boring way. We always want to do the new and improved and exciting way. What about treehouse? How are you doing on treehouse? Did you go outside and practice with a tree? In my classroom, when we would practice, we would do these every day, just a little bit in the mornings. We would have wall time, and everybody would go off and find a wall, so nobody was looking at them. And they would practice using wild and crazy voices, because usually in our life, in school, and well, at home probably more, but we don't really get into our goobery selves too often, where we're just loud and wild and crazy. So I would have them go over and they would stand and pretend their audience was a wall. And they would do all kinds of weird, wacky faces to the wall that they'd be embarrassed to do in front of the class. But pretty soon as we practiced, they started going, I don't care. And they just used their wild and wacky voices and faces all the time. So it's a good thing to do. Okay, so let's do treehouse. A treehouse, a free house, a secret you and me house, a high up in the leafy branches, cozy as can be house, a street house, a neat house, a be sure you wipe your feet house. That's not my kind of house at all. Let's go live in a tree house. And don't forget at the end that you got to get your dreamy voice on. You're looking up there like you really can see a tree house up there that you'd love to go live in. Let's try it the boring way, the way we would have done it probably before. Ready? A tree house, a free house, a secret you and me house, a high up in the leafy branches, cozy as can be house, a street house, a neat house, a be sure you wipe your feet house is not my kind of house at all. Let's go live in a tree house. Do this with your face. Say it with me. Boring. Okay, now do your little swishy thing. Now we are the new improved poets. You ready? Here we go. Get your dreamy look on in your eyes. A tree house, a free house, a secret you and me house, a high up in the leafy branches, cozy as can be house, a street house, a neat house, a be sure you wipe your feet house. That's not my kind of house at all. Let's go live in a tree house. That is a great job, you guys. I can't believe it. So these 3 poems, I think this is our 5th day. I have to check. We're going to do about 5 days with our new poems, and then next week we're going to move on to some other new poems. So these we'll do, but we won't stop and go slow on them. We'll just do them every day. You'll probably have them mostly memorized, and the more we say them, the more you'll have them. And next week I have to decide 3 more interesting poems. Maybe we'll do Dark in Here. Maybe we'll pick Homework Machine. I wish we could vote. We could do Reginald Clark to memorize next week. We could do Let's Play Ball. Could do The Loser, Who Lost His Head. Crocodile's Toothache. So next week we'll pick another 1 or 2 because they're getting a little bit longer, so we might not do 3 of them. So I'll show you some new ones. We'll practice our old ones, and then we'll learn a few new ones next week. So So happy to see you. I love this time of day. I hate for it to be over. And I will see you tomorrow. Have a great, great day, you guys. Bye.